Hey, e-commerce friend. Today's episode is a replay of one of our most popular episodes. And even if you listen to it the first time, I encourage you to listen to it again because it's likely your business has evolved a lot since then and there might be something that's more relevant to you right now, or you might just hear it differently. So don't go away, listen through. Let's get into it. Welcome to the E-commerce Badassery podcast, the place for scrappy entrepreneurs who want to learn actionable steps and strategies to grow the traffic, sales, and profit in your e-commerce business. I'm your host, Jessica Totillo-Coster, a 20-year retail veteran and former brick-and-mortar boutique owner who spent 3 years as the only employee of a 7-figure online store. That shit was crazy. I know exactly how it feels to do all the things, and I'm sharing everything I learned the hard way so you don't have to. I may have started this business by accident, but supporting badass bosses like you lights me the funk up, and I am so stoked to see you grow. Are you ready, babe? Let's roll. Welcome back to the E-commerce Badassery podcast. I'm your host, Jessica Totillo-Coster. Today, we're getting into some of the nitty-gritty things I recommend you add to your to-do list to prepare for Q4 in your e-commerce business. More specifically, website updates that you should make to optimize the holiday shopping season and make the most of every website visitor you're lucky enough to bring to your store. Now, we're going to be talking about 6 different things you can do to optimize your website, and in a perfect world, you would do all of them. That's part of the reason why we're talking about this in September, so that you can start working on these things now. But like I always tell you, if you can't do everything, pick and choose the ones that make the most sense for your business and will have the biggest impact with the least amount of effort on your part. And if you stay to the end, I'm going to prioritize all of these for you as well. Now, when you are trying to grow your business or capitalize on the busiest shopping season of the year, you have to remember that there are only 3 ways to make money in your e-commerce business. You can bring in new customers, you can get your existing customers to come back more often, or get them to spend more when they're already shopping. And as I'm sure you know, it's a lot easier to get people who are already in the mood to shop to spend more than it is to get them to shop in the first place. That's why you go into a place like Target for one thing and come out spending $150. It's why grocery stores have impulse fixtures at the cash wrap. It's why McDonald's always asked, "Do you want fries with that?" and then started selling combo meals with a chance to supersize it. I'm really glad they stopped doing that because I do not need to be eating a supersized fries. You have to create that same experience on your website, and the way you do that is through cross-sells and bundles. So let's talk about how to implement cross-sells on your website, and the exact way you do this is going to come down to your product assortment. If you have one product that you want to offer everyone, or a handful of best-selling products that you want to offer everyone based on what they purchased, for example, everyone who buys from category A gets cross-sell A, and then everyone who buys category B gets cross-sell B. That will work best as a post-purchase cross-sell. This is after they've already checked out and agreed to hand you money, and you're able to just add this on to their existing transaction. You can use a tool like Reconvert for this. My affiliate link will get you 10% off for life, and of course, I'll stick a link in the show notes for you. If you want to offer a product that is a direct complement to a specific product, for example, someone buys a handbag and you want to sell them the matching wallet, that you would do as a cross-sell after they add the initial product to cart. This is the ideal way when you have a wide assortment of product and need to make those cross-sells really specific. You can also add cross-sells after someone hits the start checkout button. So not when they add to cart from the product page, but once they've got their cart filled and then they go to start checkout. This isn't going to be as specific as the per product cross-sell, but still gives you more flexibility compared to the post-purchase cross-sell because you can easily show them multiple items. In any case, no matter which direction you go, you can get pretty specific with these if you need to. But I also don't want you to waste a bunch of time setting up hundreds of different cross-sell campaigns. So the goal is to be as general as you can based on your product assortment. And while cross-sells are great for giving the customer the option to pair items together, bundles are a great way to remove that decision from the consumer, ultimately making it easier for them. If cross-sells are the "do you want fries with that?" then bundles are the preset combo meals. Just like cross-sells, how exactly you create your bundles will depend on your product assortment, but you really want to think through how your typical customer shops and create bundles that match that behavior. Don't try and change their behavior through the bundle. For example, if you sell jewelry and you notice that the majority of your customers who buy multiple items are generally shopping within the same category. So they might buy multiple necklaces or multiple earrings, but they don't really buy the matching necklace and the earring. If that's the case, then it's unlikely they're going to do so just because you offered it in a bundle. So instead, maybe you put together a bundle of necklaces that worked really well together for layering, or bracelets that are perfect for stacking. Same thing with rings. Look at the existing behavior of your customers and create bundles that match that behavior. The goal of this is to get more people to make the same bulk buying decision, not to change the way people buy. And bundles don't have to necessarily be a mix of different products. Maybe it's just a multi-unit pack of the same thing, kind of like a bulk pricing deal. Same way you buy boxers or men's undershirts or good old Hanes granny panties. 3-pack, 6-packs, you get the idea. I also recommend you lean toward pre-made bundles versus build your own bundles. In most cases, the pre-made bundles will convert better than the build your own because it's easier for the customer. Yes, that means you will have to likely create more bundles to accommodate the different customers, but in the end, it'll be worth the extra effort. And there's nothing that says you can't also offer a build your own for those customers who truly want that, aka people like me. When you're building out these bundles, just make sure they make sense. For example, a student of mine who sells candles, her scents are bundled up in different themes. So she's got one that's all food scents, another that's more masculine scents. She's got her best sellers bundles together, etc. Bundles are also a great way to move stale inventory. If you've got something that just isn't selling as well as you'd hope, bundle it with a bestseller. Consumers will spend more for the sake of getting a deal, even if they didn't intend to buy that second item. It's the same concept of customers adding more to their cart so they don't have to pay for shipping. That's just how we are. Again, make sure you check the show notes at ecommercebadassery.com/295 for a list of my favorite cross-sell and bundle apps. And you can also check out episode 49, How to Increase Your AOV with Cross-Sells and Upsells, for some inspiration and details on the cross-sell strategy. And if you do nothing else that we talk about today, please do this one. Cross-sells and bundles are not just for holiday time. This is a tried and true strategy to increase your sales on your website all year long. Next up, gift guides. These are one of my favorite things to do during the holiday season. Not only is it great for the customer, helping them find what they need as quickly as possible, but it's really great for SEO too. If you've ever heard me talk about creating gift guides, then you know I want you to keep this page up all year round. You don't have to have it in your navigation menu all year round, but I want you to keep it published so it stays indexed and grows in age. The longer a URL exists, the better its reputation. If you're a one-product store or have a really small assortment, it might not make sense to have a gift guide landing page. In that case, I recommend you create a blog post or posts instead. You can create a post like best gifts for person your gift is good for, and then feature your product in that post. It can also be all of your own products. You can create multiple posts for the different people your product would make a good gift for. Then you can just update it each year and republish it so it has a new date. If you have a wide assortment of product, then you can create a gift guide landing page. I generally recommend you stick to 5 to 7-ish gift categories. I'll usually do 2 to 5 personality or people categories, and then 3 price point categories. For example, gifts for moms, for teachers, for music lovers, or for bookworms. You'll want each of these to link to a specific collection or category of products that are labeled as gift for person or personality, or gifts under price point. You'll want these product collections to stay published all year too. Not only is this great for your website and to help people navigate around, it's also good for SEO, and it makes it really easy to create email marketing campaigns and social posts around these different product curations. As mentioned, when you are creating this gift guide, you need to have collections or categories that correlate directly with those gift guide groups that you created, right? But there might be some other collections you'll need to create too. If you have any holiday specific items, put them all in a collection together. If your Black Friday promotion is only going to be on specific items, make sure you have a separate Black Friday collection. If you plan on creating any unique product curations to promote in an email or on social that maybe doesn't make sense to have them in the gift guide, consider creating collections specifically for them to make it really easy for you to direct your customers to them. You don't want them just like landing on the site and then having to browse around for this stuff. For example, maybe you want to curate products based on some pop culture reference or TV show. Like you could do a gift guide for each of the characters in Friends or Schitt's Creek. Like I said, you don't necessarily want that as part of your gift guide because it's too specific and it's not really going to help you much from an SEO perspective over the long term, but you can build a mini marketing campaign around it so it could be super fun. You might also want to do something related to the astrological sun signs. I will tell you, if you can make your products fit into those, you should absolutely do it. It's a great year-round thing. It's a great gift-giving thing. And it's a great PR pitch if you want to go and get yourself into some gift guides. If you don't have enough products to fill an entire collection, right? So let's say you are going to do something on the astrological sun signs, but you have one product for each sign. Then you're probably not going to create a collection around each of those. Instead, you can create it as a blog post. Like your gift guide, any of the evergreen collections you create, you'll want them to stay published all year. Even if you do remove them from your navigation bar after the holiday season, the longer a URL exists on your website, the better reputation it will have. Speaking of categories and collections, and mind you, I am using these words interchangeably because different platforms call them different things, but you also want to look at your category merchandising. In most cases, the default sort on a product collection is best-selling, which means your best-selling products will always be at the top of that collection. And this is usually the best option. But if you bring in a lot of seasonal merchandise, you may want to flip that default sort to new arrivals during the holiday season to make sure they get as much attention as possible. You'll also want to make sure that any sold out items are being moved to the bottom of the collection or being removed as quickly as possible. There is nothing worse than having a customer click through to a collection and seeing the top 3 to 6 products all sold out. It's not a good look, and it will make your customer question whether or not you're legit, do you have inventory to send them, or if you're going out of business. If you have a pretty wide product assortment and decent sized collections, this is also a good time to implement filters. Any way that you can easily drill down into your parent collections to help the customer find what they're looking for is going to be a good move. Now, once you've got your gift guide and collection situated, you're going to want to make sure people can actually find them. And the easiest way to do this is to update your navigation bar. For 99% of you, all you have to do is add one top-level link in your navigation menu. You can call it Holiday Shop or something like that, gifts, holiday gifts. Underneath that, as part of the drop-down, I'd have a link to your gift guide and then links to the individual categories or collections that you created for your campaign. If you have something in blog posts, you can link to your blog posts as well. Don't make this super complicated, but you want it to be easy for the customer to find what they're looking for. If your theme has a mega menu, this should make it pretty easy to organize everything. If you have the chance to feature something with a photo in your mega menu, you can use that to direct them to the gift guide, or you can send them straight to a bundle or a bestseller. You got to figure out what makes most sense for you. As long as you approach it with the mindset of, how do I get them where they need to go in as few clicks as possible, you should be good to go. And by the way, if you have a really wide navigation menu and you haven't already moved your About and Contact Us to your footer, please do that too. We want to make sure that once you add holiday, it doesn't wrap and you really don't need those other two links up there. And then lastly, your homepage. This is going to be the first impression most website visitors have when they come to your site. So you want to make sure it's optimized to get them where they want to go, and you want to put them in the mood for holiday shopping. Your top banner should feature whatever the most important thing is for your strategy. That might be a specific product, a specific collection. It might be your holiday gift guide. Whatever it is, make sure it's specific and has shopping intent. No fluffy, flowery language here. And it's likely you're going to swap this out during the season, depending on whatever you're promoting at the time, what promotions or sales you have going on, inventory adjustments if you've sold out of certain things. So for example, in the beginning, you might start out with your holiday gift guide. As you get closer, you might go to a specific bundle. Maybe that bundle sells out, and so then you're going to send it to your generic bestsellers. You're going to likely have to make some adjustments throughout the season. Now, depending on the breadth of your product assortment and your focus for the season, it's possible you're going to add some more holiday-specific things further down the page as well. So maybe you have your holiday-specific collection in the top banner, and then you feature your gift guide further down the page, for example. You might just feature the same collections and products you have featured on your homepage right now, but update your graphics to give them a holiday gift-giving vibe. There is no perfect one-size-fits-all holiday homepage for e-commerce stores. It's going to depend on your specific needs, but you do want to make sure that it is intentionally set up for the holiday shopper. I talk more about getting your homepage holiday ready in episode 169 of the podcast if you want to check that out. All right, so to recap, the 6 website updates you should make for the holiday season: cross-sells and bundles, gift guides, collections, navigation bar, and homepage. Ideally, I want you to do all of them. But if you can't for some reason, here's the minimum that I recommend. First, cross-sells and/or bundles. This is an e-commerce no-brainer and everyone should be doing it. I hate shoulding people, but this is right up there with email marketing. In terms of gift guides, if you can't necessarily get the gift guide page done, at least create the gift guide collections. In terms of optimizing your collections, you want to, at a minimum, manage the out-of-stock items. But for instance, if you can't do the filters right now, make that a Q1 2025 priority. For your navigation bar, whatever bare minimum you have in terms of a gift guide page or gift collections, make sure that's featured in your navigation bar, even if it's only price point categories. So essentially, your navigation bar should match whatever you ended up doing for your gift guides, no matter how small or big that ended up being, no matter how simple or complex that ended up being. For your homepage, your minimum here is your hero image, whatever you have above the fold. If everything else on your homepage stays the same, that's fine. But you need that top banner to feature whatever you're focusing on for the holiday season. I know as we're talking through this, it kind of sounds like a lot, but if you're listening to this in real time, it's the beginning of September. You have plenty of time to implement this. And honestly, it really shouldn't take you too long. Carve out a couple hours on your calendar to just focus on this, or you can hand it off to an assistant or a lower level employee. This is not super time consuming stuff. What would probably take the most time, depending upon how complicated your assortment is the cross sells, just because you have to set up all the tech for it. And then the next thing would probably be the gift guide landing page, because if you're a design snob like me, you're going to spend way too much time worrying about how pretty the graphics are and stuff. But for the most part, these are not heavy, intensive things. And even too, when you're thinking about, okay, what cross sells do I want to set up? What bundles do I want to create? If you have a really wide product assortment, you don't have to create this for everything you sell, right? Just optimize the best-selling items. Focus there first because you know that you're already going to have the most number of eyeballs on those products. And so let's optimize that versus your lowest selling product that no one even looks at. Like you don't need a cross-sell on that. You know what I'm saying? So not only can you prioritize the projects, but you can prioritize where and how you are implementing them. I want you to get the best bang for your buck. Being busy is not a badge of honor. And so there's nothing wrong with saying, all right, hey, I've got these 5 best-selling products. That's where I'm going to put all of my effort. Again, make sure you check the full show notes at ecommercebadassery.com/295 for links to other episodes to help you prepare for the holiday shopping season. And I've also added my favorite apps to implement the strategies that we talked about today. And at a minimum, just go pencil in some time on your calendar to work on this stuff. I promise you, Q4 is going to be here faster than you think it always is, and you will not regret getting started early. Okay, and that, my friends, is a wrap for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you on the flip side. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you want to learn more about growing your e-commerce business, get started with my free resource library at ecommercebadassery.com/free stuff and get an invite to the Lounge, my e-commerce marketing membership. When you're ready for one-on-one support, apply to work with me at ecommercebadassery.com/apply. Before you go, would you do me a quick favor? Leave a rating and review and tap that follow button. This pushes me up the chart so I can support more scrappy e-commerce entrepreneurs just like you. I'm on a mission to reach as many as I can, and I could really use your help. Thanks so much in advance. Until next time, e-commerce friend, stay badass.